My utter devotion to Yacht Club Games' Shovel Knight is well established. I fell in love with the original back in 2014 and enjoyed the game's first expansion, Plague of Shadows, though that side story is not without its faults. For one thing, it's brutally difficult, and I'd probably change that score today. Yacht Club just released Specter of Torment, the second side story, a prequel this time, in which players control Specter Knight, a ghostly scythe-wielding character. The campaign is free via update to everyone who already owns Shovel Knight on Wii or 3DS, but it's available two ways on Switch. You can buy it separately for $10, which seems weird, or you can buy the revamped Shovel Knight Treasure Trove for $25, which includes all the campaigns and bonus content like challenges. However you get it, Specter of Torment is amazing and comes very close to the highs of the original Shovel Knight. Specter Knight's main gimmick is that he moves through the air by slashing objects at a shallow diagonal angle, either up or down depending on his position relative to the object. He can also do a brief wall run that you can convert into a wall jump, but that's just his moveset. Specter of Torment constantly takes old design elements and revises them to provide a fresh experience. For example, you know that green jelly and Mole Knight stage that Shovel Knight can bounce on? Here you can turn red lanterns, which you usually slash through, into green lanterns with which Specter Knight can slash against, bouncing him in the opposite direction. That sort of minor tinkering is present throughout the game. Even the music is slightly different in similar ways, rife with remixes of familiar tunes from the original Shovel Knight. It seems like the levels have been redesigned to a larger extent than they were in Plague of Shadows to take advantage of Specter Knight's more specific moveset. The big problem with Plague was that you spent half the game concocting and experimenting with different potion combinations, which killed the game's momentum. Here, Specter Knight just has his normal moveset and Curios, which are essentially new sub-weapons. A couple are super useful, like the claw and green skull, while others are interesting but rarely utilized, like the sniper skeleton and boomerang. Interestingly, you get an actual tutorial for each Curio, which you buy using red skulls in Specter Knight's hideout. You can also buy new cloaks, upgrade your Curios, and play with a little kitty in the hideout. Plague Knight warps to different levels with a portal, as opposed to moving through a world map. As for the story, it's surprisingly tragic. Specter Knight is the first of the Order of No Quarter, commanded by the Enchantress to recruit the other knights to her cause. He does this, of course, by fighting them. However, at certain points in the game, you'll play through Specter Knight's backstory. You'll learn his real name and how he came to meet the Enchantress for the first time. There's at least one big reveal that, as a fan, made me smile ear to ear. My only niggling complaint is that while you quickly become accustomed to Specter Knight's moveset, and moving around the levels becomes second nature, the early boss encounters are frequently much more difficult. This isn't necessarily because Specter Knight isn't as powerful as them, he just has far less health and has to rely on Curios to get things done. A couple of the bosses became downright frustrating, and I eventually had to begrudgingly rely on the Green Skull Curio, which restores health, to get through them. Maybe I just need to get good, but it seems like there's a mismatch between the difficulty of the level design versus the difficulty of the boss encounters. But that's really my only criticism. You'll be doing things in Specter of Torment that literally make you say wow out loud. It's a smooth, expertly crafted platformer, filled with heart. Again, it's a free update to your Wii U and 3DS versions, so there's no reason not to play it. For Switch users, it's absolutely worth experiencing, as is the rest of Treasure Trove.